Yo, what's up? Happy Saturday and welcome back to another episode of The Sauce. Coming off a nice little Friday night. We went 5-4. Bet of the day cashed. It was the Bulls. I also had Brooklyn team under and Miguel Bridges under point. So I cashed 3 ways in that game. Overall, a fun Friday night for basketball, except for the Clippers. I don't even want to talk about that game. It's Saturday. Got 6 games to go through. Let's do it.
Welcome to The Sauce. The Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
First up, Miami Heat in Charlotte to play the Hornets. We got a 7 p.m. tip here. Total set at 226.5. This line opens up Miami minus 5.5. Line actually drops down to Miami minus 4.5 for a few hours here, but then comes back up to 5.5. You can see from the charts here, public is super heavy on the Heat. Let's take a look at the spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Charlotte minus 0.49. So we're talking about a 5.5, 6-point lean on the Hornets here. I'm having trouble making a read on this one. You got the Miami Heat, who have now lost 3 games in a row dating back to before the break. And then you have the Hornets, who have actually won 3 games in a row dating back to before the break. It's kind of a little backwards if you think about it. Also, I didn't bet the Heat Bucks game last night, and I didn't bet the Hornets T-Wolves game last night either. If you watch my video from yesterday, those were the 2 games that I skipped, so I didn't watch them. So I really don't have a feel for either of these teams right now. I'm just going to skip this game. Gun to my head, I would take Miami. I just think the Heat are due for a win and a cover, and Charlotte's due for a letdown game. But like I said, there's more value across the board. So I'm skipping this one. Slight lean on Miami minus 5.5. Next game. Indiana on the road in Orlando. 7 p.m. tip. Total set at 230.5. This line opens up Orlando minus 2.5. Public's pretty split even on this one. Sharp money definitely leaning towards Orlando. Books do bump the line up to 3.5 for a few hours, but then it drops back down to 2.5. It's still looking at Orlando minus 2.5 last night check. Let's take a look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Orlando minus 9.21, so almost a full 6-point lean on, 7-point lean, on the Magic. First off, we got to tip our hat to the Pacers. They looked great the other night. Yeah, they did lose the game, but they played against the Boston Celtics, a fully healthy Boston Celtics team. Keep in mind, the Pacers also looked good in their game right before the break. They beat the Bulls. So we're looking at an Indiana Pacers team that has looked good in back-to-back games. 2 solid performances in a row for the Pacers. As most of you know, the Pacers offense is really reliant on the 3-point shot. In the last 30 days, they are 7th in the NBA in 3-point frequency. And that's exactly how they played the Bulls and the Celtics tough. Their outside shots were falling. Pacers shot 41.9% from 3 against the Bulls and 44.9% from 3 against the Celtics. What's interesting about that is both Boston and Chicago have top 10 perimeter defenses. In fact, Chicago's got the number 1 perimeter defense over the last month. Orlando is definitely not a top perimeter defense. In fact, you can make an argument that that's the weakness of the Magic defense. So definitely a nice little mismatch for Indiana there. I know I've been riding the Magic for a while. They were cashing bets for 2.5, 3 months now. But they're actually 2-4 against the spread in their last 6. So I'm done blindly riding this team. If the Pacers' outside shots continue to fall, they should win this game. So I'm going to take the points here. This got a shot at making the top bets. I like this one. Give me Indiana plus 2.5 next game. Pelicans are in Madison Square Garden to play the Knicks. 7:30 p.m. start. Total set at 224.5 for this one. Line opens up Knicks minus 3. So it's looking like everyone's on the Pelicans here. Public definitely leaning New Orleans. Sharp money all over New Orleans. Line does drop down to 2.5 for only about an hour or two. We're back up to Knicks minus 3. Let's take a look at our spreadsheet. According to our model, the line for this game should be Knicks minus 9.5. So a serious lean, 6.5-point lean on the Knicks. So New York extends their winning streak to 4 games last night, which is dope because I'm a Knicks fan, but it sucks because I bet the Wizards last night. But the thing is, the Knicks really didn't play a great game defensively last night. Washington was able to score pretty easily. The reason the Knicks won was Julius Randle went absolutely ballistic. 46 points and he hit 7 threes. Knicks obviously on a back-to-back, but again, we're fresh off the break. I'm not really stressing these back-to-backs right now. And the Knicks are 4-3-2 against the spread on 0 days rest this season. Plus, the flight from DC to New York City is nothing. I'm just disregarding that the Knicks are on a back-to-back. One thing I'm not disregarding is the fact that this game is in MSG. The Knicks have not been good at home this year. Just 12-16-3 against the spread at home. That's just 25th in the NBA. But get this, as bad as the Knicks have been at home, the Pelicans on the road are even worse. New Orleans on the road is just 11-18-1 against the spread, which is 26th in the NBA. Mitchell Robinson was back on the floor for the Knicks last night. I'm assuming he'll be on the floor again tonight. And although he didn't play great, he didn't have the greatest game last night. His presence definitely allows the Knicks to play better defense against the mid-range shot. which is exactly what the Pelicans do. All they do is take mid-range shots. Denver on the road in Memphis. Good Western Conference battle here. The 1 seed versus the 2 seed. This is an 8 p.m. tip. Total set at 235.5. Line opens up Memphis plus 1.5. Crazy line movement in this one. I actually posted it on Twitter. 3.5 points. Public seems to be on Memphis pretty heavy, both the tickets and the money leaning Grizzlies. We're now looking at Memphis -2. Let's take a quick look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Memphis plus 1.81. So we're looking at almost a full 4-point lean on the Nuggets. Simple explanation for me on this one. When it comes to the Boston Celtics, Milwaukee Bucks, or Denver Nuggets, if they are getting points and they're healthy, which Denver is, then I'm blindly taking them. I mean, you're gonna give me points with a healthy Nuggets team. Aaron Gordon's back in the lineup. I think he's coming off the bench, but he's healthy. Gotta take the points here. Give me Denver plus 2 next game. Boston on the road in Philly, 8:30 p.m. start. Total sitting at 225.5. This line opens up Philadelphia plus 1.5. Line never moves a muscle all morning here. And we got the ultimate pros versus public look. Public is all over Boston. Sharp money all over Philly. Let's take a look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Philly plus 0.14. So I guess we're looking at a slight lean on the Sixers, about a 1-point lean on Philly. Over the last 30 days, the Boston Celtics, get this, 46% of the Celtics shot attempts have come from beyond the arc. This team launches more threes than anyone else in the NBA. And actually that plays into the strength of Philadelphia's defense. You would think with Joel Embiid that their strength would be protecting the basket. It's actually the opposite. They're 7th in the last 30 days against a 3-point shot, just 24th in protecting the rim, Philly is. And on the other side of the ball, Philadelphia's offense, also a mismatch for Boston. What do the Sixers do? They attack the rim and take mid-range shots. That's where their offense comes from. Here are the Celtics' defensive efficiency numbers by shot zone over the last 30 days. 9th against the 3-ball, 16th against the mid-range shot, just 25th against the rim. So to reiterate, Philadelphia has the mismatch on both offense and defense, and it gets deeper. The Sixers are an NBA best 21-10-1 against the spread at home. The best home team in the NBA. They're also 4-0 against the spread this year as home underdogs. Literally everything is pointing to a 76ers bet, and guess what? I'm fading them because Boston is flat out the better team, and we're at the home stretch of the season where the better teams start to play better. That Indiana overtime game was a wake-up call. Celtics take care of business here. Give me Boston minus 1.5 next game. San Antonio on the road in Utah. This is a 10 p.m. start time. Total sitting at 240.5, I believe. Line opened up, Utah laying a full 10. So the line gets up to 10.5, and get this. This is the most public play on the board. Everyone's on the Jazz here, as expected. Fade the Spurs. But the line drops a point. We're now looking at Utah minus 9.5. Now, most likely this is a result of Kelly Olynyk being listed as questionable. Let's take a quick look at our spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Utah minus 14.57. So despite the line being 9.5, it's still a 5-point lean on the Jazz. Look, I'm probably not going to bet this game. There's a lot of action on tonight. I'm pumped to watch that Gonzaga St. Mary's game. There's a UFC card on tonight, and my UFC guy's been red hot, so I'm going to bet and watch that. I really just don't have much interest in this one. Obviously, I want to fade the Spurs at all costs and lay the points with Utah. That's where I'm leaning, but it's so public and the line drops a point. I definitely don't love that. So for this video's sake, I'll pick Utah minus 9.5, but I'm probably not going to bet it. You know what? I'll probably use Utah money line in some kind of parlay. I'm going to do a multi-sport parlay. College basketball, NBA, maybe UFC. I'm going to do a cool multi-sport parlay. I'll put it on the VIP ticket. If anything changes with any of these bets, I will let you know on Twitter, so give me a follow there if you're interested. Also, if you want the final VIP tickets with the top bets, parlays of the day for all the sports from the whole staff, head over to KyleKirms.com or download the Sauce Network app. Loaded Saturday today, and we're coming in with a little bit of momentum. Had a nice little NBA night. Let's keep it rolling. Remember to bet responsibly, and I will talk to you on Twitter.